Welcome to Real Possibilities with AARP. Hi, I'm Elaine Warner. I am your host. I'm on staff with the AARP Connecticut Nonprofit Office. And why Real Possibilities? Because AARP believes no one's possibilities should ever be limited as they age. And the mission of AARP is to empower people to choose how they live as they age. With that mission in mind, today's show's title is Recareering. What's your next act? And what is a better way to empower you than to talk about getting to work that you love? So perhaps you're someone that's in the workforce, but you want to change jobs. Maybe you're not in the workforce and you need to look for a job. Perhaps you're a retiree and you say, you know what, I want to get back into the workforce, maybe not full-time, but part-time, and do something differently. Or maybe you just want to reinvent yourself and see where it goes. So we're going to cover all those scenarios and more. We're going to focus on the 50-year-old plus worker, but what we talk about today applies to any age. So whatever age you are, please stay tuned. And let's get right to our guests. We have two great guests today. First, I want to introduce Nora Duncan. Nora is the State Director for AARP Connecticut. Welcome, Nora.
Thank you, Elaine.
And Nora's here along with her buddy, Kate Bolduck. Kate is the Director of Business Innovation with Goodwin College. And the reason that Nora and Kate are both here today is that AARP and Goodwin College have formed forged a workforce partnership that we're going to tell you about. So, Nora, I'm going to start with you first. I know personally that the older job seeker is near and dear to you. You've been a leader on that out of the AARP Connecticut office, and also that AARP has an interest in that worker and the employers that support them. So if you can address your love and AARP's interest in that.
Yeah, well, obviously, like you said, it's about helping people and empower how they choose to live as they age. And for many people, that really is about keeping an income flowing that supports their lifestyle. There are many 50 to 65-year-olds who have kids at home still who are working to support maybe an older loved one who might live with them too.
Yep.
A lot of people who are caregivers, they end up having to do a lot of financial support as well. So the dollars can be an issue, or the love of work can be the issue, why we're interested in this. But financial security is a huge issue for everyone as they age, and work is a big part of that. We know there are challenges involved with older workers. Age discrimination is real, but our job at AARP, when working with individuals who are looking for employment, is to focus on the positive, really putting your best foot forward, all the options, opportunities, tricks, tools, tips that you need to be a job seeker over age 50. And for employers who recognize the value of an intergenerational workforce, who recognize that an innovative workforce is an intergenerational workforce.
Like that.
We are able to provide them with some resources as well and help connect those older job seekers with those companies. And that is something we do at the regional level, at the national level, and here at the state level as well. So it's really twofold. It's the employer and the employee, and we come at that from different ways.
I love that, and I love that intergenerational, which is true in the AARP office. Ages range from 30s to over 60, and I think it works very nicely and creatively. Nora, I had mentioned some retired people. We're hearing more about this, where they're saying, you know, I may be itching to get back into the workforce, either out of I want to work and or I like the cash flow, but maybe I don't want to do it full-time, I want to do it part-time. Does AARP address that as well?
Yes, and the same rules often apply for someone seeking part-time work as full-time work. You know, job seeking in the digital age, making sure that you have the skills you need to get the job you want, but also maybe you're not looking for the job you always had, right? I always say, okay, I worked at the bank for 30 years. I left the bank. I'm ready to leave the bank, but I'm not ready to leave the workforce.
Right.
So what do I want to do? It could be something totally different. And how do I position myself for that totally different? But full-time work, part-time work, we hosted a online career fair that was specifically for part-time workers. Okay. That was a national career fair. We actually did a regional one too that included Goodwin. But this national career fair that focused on part-time work was the highest attendance we have had at any of our digital platform programs, with 55,000 people across the country attending this online career fair. And we realized then, I think the most, that the part-time work is really a big focus for people because they want to bring in some income. They want to be participatory in the community. They want to go to work, but maybe not 40, 50, 60 hours a week anymore.
Yeah, so heads up again, if you're looking for part-time work or full-time work, either way, we're going to have some resources and information for you. And Nora, I just want to briefly touch on, I know that AARP supported some significant legislation that was very supportive also for the older worker and particularly women. If you can just briefly touch on that, please.
Yeah, we have worked legislatively on a variety of issues impacting older workers, not always with all the success I would hope. You know, there's a lot of opposition sometimes where you don't expect it. But in this particular case, what we were able to pass in the 2018 legislative session was a piece of legislation that will prohibit employers from asking previous salary anymore. So
Excellent.
that sounds probably like, well, why does that matter? Well, for women, for minorities, it matters because we know that that was often a way to push down someone's salary offer.
Right. Get the less expensive candidate coming in, worker
women
coming in.
making less than men on average, minority women making less than everybody on average. But also what we were finding repeatedly with older workers is that they were being pushed out of specific jobs because there was a salary history that was more than the job they were applying for would pay. And therefore an assumption made by the employer that they're going to demand more, they're not going to stick around, whatever the case may be, without maybe always taking a look at, this is a different career path than I was on before, or I've been managing people in my last job, and this one doesn't have any managerial role, and I am for sure happy to give up some money to give up that responsibility. So, not being able to ask for that salary requirement anymore will hopefully prevent some people from just being pushed out based on assumptions that are probably false.
Right. And also, what's wrong with the older worker getting more money? They're coming with more experience. The flip side of that as
Absolutely
well.
nothing. And employers will still be able to ask what a salary requirement or preference is, but that will allow you to answer based on the job you're applying for rather than on your history, whether it be less or more.
Right. Well, kudos to AARP leadership and your partner organizations that help make that happen.
Thanks.
Thank you, Nora. I want to go to Kate Bolda. Kate is our other guest here, and there's a reason, again, why she's here with Nora, because a workforce partnership has been forged with AARP and Goodwin College. Kate is the Director of Business Innovation with Goodwin College. And just a preface, Kate, to you, regarding your background, I know that you have re-careered, reinvented yourself multiple times. Another reason that you're part of all this and the job that you're in today, but you were with a high-profile Connecticut insurance company where you dealt with financial retirement planning. You also, in a very difficult time in our country when we were going through a countrywide budget crisis, you helped a notable nonprofit raise money successfully. And you also developed a very unique program for students, a scholarship program where they could focus on financial planning. I wish all of us, my generation, baby boomers, had done that much earlier on so we would have enough to retire on. So congratulations on all that great career.
It's great to be here. Thanks.
It's great to have you. So very briefly, tell us what you do at Goodwin.
So my role at Goodwin is to create strategic partnerships for Goodwin with employers as well as organizations that can be very valuable, like AARP, to connect our students to opportunities. Goodwin College is a very career-focused organization, and the average age of our student is much older than the average age of a four-year institution. We are a four-year college. We have 2 master's degree programs, and we are an adult learning college. We focus on the adult learner, which is why the AARP partnership made so much sense. We have so much flexibility with part-time, full-time, online, and various certificates as well, which offer people credentials to help them move from that career in the bank to maybe something else that they might be more passionate about, but they might need a little more focused on technical skills that they might not have, but they certainly have the transferable skills and the wisdom and the maturity to bring a lot of value to that next role.
Great. Sounds like a great job, and I love that innovation in the title. That's very cool. And speaking of technical skills, Goodwin is known for many programs, as you've mentioned generally, but manufacturing is one.
Yes.
Very high profile in the state of Connecticut. And we're going to roll a tape right now to get a little background, Kate, on your facility, your venue, Goodwin College, and zeroing in on manufacturing. I want to bring to your attention, you're going to hear this in the video, that there are more than 4,000 manufacturing businesses in the state of Connecticut, and listen up, they are looking to hire. So watch this.
There are over 4,000 manufacturing companies in the state of Connecticut, and many of them are looking for people to hire. In the manufacturing industry, there is a need for schools to provide companies with good, talented, responsible individuals that like to work with their hands and challenge their minds as well. Manufacturing is a lifetime of learning. From certificates to bachelor's degrees, you can develop skills in CNC machining, quality, supply chain, logistics, management, and more. You will be able to look back at what you make with a sense of pride and accomplishment, knowing that it serves a purpose. At Goodwin College, we are working to find and support the next generation of makers in Connecticut.
Wow, I love the ending of that, Kate, where Goodwin is saying, we want to support the next generation of workers. And I say the next generation is both young people and older people.
Right.
So talk about you, and I mentioned that you've done a lot of re-careering yourself.
Yes.
Zoom in on the re-careering again.
Yes, I will.
And how that's possible at Goodwin.
Yes, I will. So re-careering to me is really about reinvention. So at 21, you might be just finishing college, you might have been just finishing high school and maybe had some jobs or gone away for a year to decide what you would like to do. But here I am, for example, at 56, and what was important to me at 21 is not necessarily important to me at 56. And we evolve throughout our lives, but a lot of times we don't allow our professional careers and passions to evolve. So 25 years at one company, my personal life has changed dramatically over that time. My passions have developed, and I've now learned what I really would like to do next. There's always a next phase. And so re-careering to me is about reinvention and to take a step back and say, if I'm very happy in that role at the bank or wherever, then wonderful. I should keep doing what I'm doing and maybe do some volunteer work. But if it's time for me, if I'm stagnant, if I'm stuck, if I'm really just wondering what's next, there are a lot of opportunities that are next for you. And you just have to go inside and understand what is most important for you. And then we have the resources to help you.
And again, thank you, Kate. Very inspiring. My guests are Kate Bolduck. She is the Director of Business Innovation with Goodwin College. Nora Duncan is here, the State Director of AARP Connecticut. AARP has formed a workforce partnership with Goodwin College. We're addressing in particular the 50-plus worker, but again, whatever age you are, if you're looking to change jobs, reinvent yourself, re-career wherever you're at, you want to love your job more and hopefully have the commensurate income. Stay with us still for great resources. Nora, I think all of us are examples of re-careering in our life, whatever our various ages are. Any comments from you on re-careering? I know you've been there and how it relates to AARP.
Well, when I am passionate about doing the older job seeker work, not because I've been an over 50 job seeker, because I haven't, but because I've been out of work at the bottom of the market and facing some difficult circumstances and recognizing some of the tricks that you need to live up to in order to get the next job and to make your life what you want it to be. And I love that we have the resources to do that at AARP, from online, that our national office hires experts to create both micro trainings online and all sorts of webinars, and bringing in professionals to help us, that when we can do it here in the state, we've been able to partner with our state counterparts around New England, and in New York to do the same. And then with great organizations like Goodwin College, where not only do we do some work around specific career paths like manufacturing, but we're able to offer a tuition scholarship of 25% to a large number of their programs, which makes that going back to school an opportunity that someone can probably take who might have questioned whether or not they could beforehand. So AARP members are able to take advantage of the 25% tuition scholarship. All they have to do is make sure it's one of the programs that it's applicable to, which is almost all of them. And then verify their membership with us. I mean, I can do that in 25 minutes, and they're able to get 25% reduction through this scholarship program. And we offer that at a few schools around the state. It's just an amazing way to be able to help someone take that step from I'm thinking about it to I'm doing it.
So let me repeat that. ARP, if you're an ARP member, you can now qualify, you validate that, an easy process, and 25% tuition scholarship reduction there. And we have a website if you want to find out more about this discount and others. We have many discounts. ARP.org/CT discounts, correct?
That's right. Yep.
Yes. And Nori, I know that ARP, I'm aware of in-state, all around the state, there are in-person job seeker events.
Yes.
Who should be attracted to that, and what would happen at one of those events?
So I have done quite a few of these as of late, and the people who are attracted to it range from I'm thinking about leaving my job to go to another job, but I'm not sure what I need to know before I go do this, to I'm in transition. I'm looking to get back to full-time work, and then to the folks that you mentioned that have retired and then think, ooh, I think I need to go to part-time work, whether it be for financial purposes or because they're just interested in it. And I've actually had people bring their kids too. And when I say kids, I usually mean their 30-year-old kids.
Yeah.
Because everything changes so fast in today's world when it comes to job seeking. Where we were when I graduated from college to where we are today is a completely different world. And that is, I'm younger than most of the audience that I have. And so if you haven't looked for a job in 5, 10, 15 years, there's a lot to know. There's also a lot to know about how to, I like and dislike this term, but it's to age-proof your resume. To not let the computer that is probably looking at your resume and your online application before a human ever does, eliminate you right off the bat.
Good point.
How to take a skill set that you've built over a lifetime and hone it into something that is sellable in a 2-page document that can get through these, basically computers, not humans, to get you to the right place. There's a lot of things that you just don't know if you haven't done it, and we're able to offer that up in an hour to an hour and a half, a bunch of small tips that then let people walk away with the where to go next if they want to learn more about that. And a lot of times where you can go is to aarp.org/work, because a lot of what I'm referring to there will show up in more depth there.
Tips, resources, and is there a job board there too?
There is a job board, and a lot of the jobs there, they're filtered. I mean, there's lots of jobs, but there's companies that pledge to be supportive of hiring more experienced older workers.
Excellent.
They take what we call the AARP Pledge. Firstly, it means we're not going to age discriminate, which, is against the law anyway.
Right.
But secondly, going back to that, we value that experience, and we think when we blend this experience with younger workers, we get the innovation we're looking for. So those jobs filter to the top, and they get to post at a discount on this job site where others have to pay full price. So it's almost like you can go and see a company that might be easier to get your foot in the door with.
Okay.
Firstly.
So that's www.arp.org/work. So don't forget that website. We'll put all of these up on the screen as well. And if you're somebody who hasn't written a resume like Nora's talking about, and you don't know about social media skills, you're going to need to know that. It is not like put your ad in the newspaper or do that hard copy and mail it in or fax it somewhere. Those days are over for initial presentation of yourself for a job. Kate Bolduc, I want to come back to you again. Kate is with Goodwin College, has formed a partnership with AARP Connecticut, in particular to help the older job seeker, whatever older means to anyone. And Kate, if someone is looking to, you talked about various programs you have, but we've shown a tape on manufacturing, which is very big, I know, at Goodwin. There are certificates there. Do you have to go into a degree for 4 years, or can you do it for less?
No, you can certainly do it for a lot less. And as Nora mentioned, technology has really exponentially changed our world in the last 20 years. And there are two industries, for example, which are in high demand of talent right now that only require certificates. First, as you mentioned, is manufacturing. People think of manufacturing as dirty, dark, and dingy. Well, I can tell you it is anything but that. Once you have combined technology with manufacturing, these are clean environments, and we have a certificate that is 22 and a half weeks, it's less than 6 months, and you can you can actually get a certificate in CNC machining, that's computer numeric control machining, metrology, and manufacturing technology. And this will qualify you to immediately gain employment in one of those 4,000 manufacturers. We have strategic partnerships with many of them, and they will provide paid pre-apprenticeships while you're earning, so that they can make sure that you follow along with them, and then they want to hire you at the end of that program. So that's one program. The second industry is the insurance industry. And some people think, oh, not very exciting, right? So we have this perception of these two industries. Well, let me tell you, the insurance industry has also exponentially changed with technology. And they are looking for talented people who can help advise other people on their insurance needs. And so there's still a relationship business here as part of insurance. But the reality is it takes a village. You have a financial planner, you probably have a banker, you might have a retirement, somebody help you with your retirement. You need an insurance agent to help you preserve all those assets so that you can retire in the way that you want to, and with it financial security. That program is, again, 22 and a half weeks, earn while you learn. We have agencies ready to come in and do paid apprenticeships and hire people as soon as they get out. And most importantly, these are extremely highly livable wages that are offered because they are in such demand here in Connecticut.
Great to know. And when you talk about technology, Kate, the older worker, what if somebody's thinking about the physicality of it? Do I have enough strength for it? Is it an office position? Am I going to be lifting things? Sometimes people have that perception of that manufacturing industry.
Right. Well, I will tell you, we're talking about building parts, really. So it can be automotive, it can be aerospace, it can be medical. And you're doing computer-aided design, you're sitting at a computer, there's some math involved, you're designing a part, and then you're taking that into the clean lab, and you're plugging that thumb drive into a machine, a CNC, computer numeric control machine, that actually makes it for you. So once you go through the quality process, you're basically programming. This is a programming position, not necessarily touching and making the actual part. And so it is so much different. In fact, one person can work two machines because they are really managing the programming and the algorithms that will make that part 100% perfect. And when you think about the value of that, we have companies that make parts that go into titanium parts, that go into people's bodies. You are making a huge difference in the world. And this isn't going away. It's only going to get more in demand.
Well, and what a rewarding experience to know
Absolutely.
You're making a difference. That's what this program is all about today, recareering. What is your next act? I always say if you love what you're doing, keep doing it, but always have reward in what you're doing and hopefully make the commensurate salary to support that. My guests again, Nora Duncan's here with ARP Connecticut. Kate Bolduck is here with Goodwin College. Kate, you just said it takes a village. You were talking about the insurance industry. We're forming a little village here in this partnership, working together. And Nora, back to you. I want to mention some websites here. So you mentioned the in-person job seeker events. So where does a viewer go to find out what's up and coming with that?
You can always go to our website at aarp.org/CT, and that'll take you to all of our Connecticut events. Some of them are really beginner, some of them are more advanced, and they happen throughout the state periodically. Also, if there's someone watching who would like to invite us in to make a presentation to a naturally occurring group, so for instance, a library or somewhere where they run programs, they can contact us also at from that website, aarp.org/CT. aarp.org/work for a lot of our online resources. And then there's aarp.org/tech, TEK. And that's where you're going to find a lot of the digital platforms, the webinars, the online career fairs, the micro learnings. So there's really 3 key places, and I know you're going to have those all listed.
Yes, we are. Yes.
And I just want to restate why I think this is so important. I'm so excited about our relationship with Goodwin College, is that in 22 and a half weeks, with 25% tuition scholarship, you can re-career into something that will keep producing income for you into retirement when you really decide to retire. You know, and that's the kind of commitment that people have the time to make because they are going to be in paid apprenticeships, and that's the kind of creative, innovative approach we wanted to take with our older job seeker and our re-careering programs. And some of this stuff too is available online.
Absolutely.
You don't even have to be in Connecticut and you can take advantage of it as an AARP member.
Great lasting point. It's short-term, good and worthy, quick investment with hopefully a nice salary
You don't need to go to law school,
reward at the
Right.
end. Kate, exactly. Kate, we have less than a minute left.
Yes.
Any lasting thought or anything we didn't cover that you want to mention?
I just want to reach out to everyone and say that, you know, if you are in a stagnant position, if you're stuck, or if you're in transition not of your own choosing, you can reinvent yourself. Step out of that comfort zone, reinvent yourself, and let us help you. Let us help provide the resources to support you so that you can live the life you want to live right now, this day.
I love that inspirational ending. I want to thank Kate. I want to thank Nora. I want to thank you for watching today. We hope we've been able to empower you to choose how you live as you age. I'm Elaine Warner, your host. I focus on volunteer engagement with ARP. I also think volunteering is a means to an end in forming your own new career. If you have a passion for something, go out and volunteer. See where it might lead, whether it's with ARP or other. If you're interested in knowing more about volunteerism with ARP, please call me personally, Elaine, 860-548-3169. If you're a member of ARP, 600,000 plus strong in the state of Connecticut, we thank you. Thanks for watching. We love coming to your local community. Stay tuned. We'll be back. Thanks.